My dear students, welcome to our Gyanjyoti online classes. So today we will discuss about the second phase of India's struggle for freedom. Okay, before we started the second phase of what freedom struggle, you can say a second period of freedom struggle. Let's discuss about or let's take a recall from our first phase. Okay, from our first you can say previous class. That why did Gandhiji call back the non-cooperation movement? In this you can say in the first phase we had also discussed about the Khilafat issue, about the Rowlatt Act, you can say about Jallianwala Bagh massacre and the non-cooperation movement as well as the Swadeshi boycott movement also. Okay, so why did Gandhiji call back the non-cooperation movement? Because in Uttar Pradesh, the area Gorakhpur, okay, in the police stations, the revolutionary, okay, in Chauri Chora police station, they were bombed the police station, and in that incident, what 22 policemen were died, or you can say burned by the revolutionary. That's why this type of violent work, Mahatma Gandhi forced to call back the non-cooperation movement. Okay. Then Mahatma Gandhi, you can say, called back the non-cooperation movement after what? Mahatma Gandhi called back the non-cooperation movement, or you can say took up the non-cooperation movement. What? Many nationalists, they were, you can say show the anger towards the Mahatma Gandhi, because means their question was why he, or you can say, stop the non-cooperation movement against the Britishers. Okay. After that, some Indian leaders, okay, they were tried to form political parties, and through the political parties, okay, you can say they tried to started struggle against the Britishers. Got it? In that time, the Swaraj Party was started. And the main ambition of Swaraj Party was the complete independence. Okay, so let's discuss about what was Swaraj. Swaraj Party, which was founded in 1923, and the prominent leader of Swaraj Party were Motilal Nehru, then you can say Chittaranjan Das, okay, Srinivas Iyengar. These were the prominent leader of what? Swaraj Party. After non-cooperation movement, many Indian leaders, okay, they were divided into two groups. Okay. So after the withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement, the Congress was divided into two groups. While some wanted to continue what? Non-cooperation, others wanted to contest elections. Okay. The political leaders, some of the political leaders, they were wanted to continue the non-cooperation against the Britishers, but you can say some of the political leaders were there also, okay, they were, you can try to enter the politics or contest in the elections. Okay, so the former were called no changers. Okay, the leaders who were supported to non-cooperation movement or tried to continue the non-cooperation movement, they were called as no changers, and such leaders included Rajendra Prasad, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, okay, and C. Rajgopalachari. Got it? They were known as the non-changers. The other who wanted to enter the legislative council, or the others who wanted to contest in the elections and obstruct the British government from within, were called pro-changers. Okay, means you can see the INC were divided into two groups: no changers and pro-changers. Pro-changers who were wanted to continue the non-cooperation movement, and through the non-cooperation movement they were what? Against the Britishers. But some leaders, they were known as what? The pro-changers. Okay, who were wanted to contest in the elections, and you can say took the electoral seat, took the what? Council, legislative council in the you can say in the legislative administrative system of what? Britishers. So the pro-changers were Chittaranjan Das, Motilal Nehru, Srinivas Iyengar, etc. in 1922 in the Gaya session of the Congress. Okay, Chittaranjan Das moved a proposal to enter the legislature, but it was defeated. Das and other leaders broke away from the Congress. Chittaranjan Das and Motilal Nehru formed the Swaraj Party in 1923. Who? C. Das and M. Nehru. Okay? Both were then separated from what? INC or Indian National Congress, because they wanted to, you can say, compete in the elections. Okay, wanted to, you can say, gain seat in legislative councils of the British government. But many leaders, they were supported to Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, and wanted to continue to non-cooperation movement against the Britishers. That's why what Chittaranjan Das and Motilal Nehru, they were separated from what? INC or Indian National Congress, and they were made the Swaraj Party in 1923. Okay, the Swaraj Party's program was to obstruct the government. The party wanted to create deadlocks on every measures. It contested election and won 42 out of 104 seats to the central legislature in 1923. So through the Swaraj Party, Motilal Nehru and you can say C. Das, Chittaranjan Das, okay, they were contested in elections and won 42 out of what? 104 seats to the central legislature. The party's members boycotted all official functions and receptions held by the government. They voiced their grievances and aspirations in the legislative assembly. Means they were the Swaraj Party entered in the, you can say, administrative system through the election procedure, and the Swaraj Party, the representative of Swaraj Party, they were always denied the policies, denied the, you can say, laws of the government, because they were holding the powers of was legislative councils. Got it? So through the political way, what Motilal Nehru and Chittaranjan Das, they were formed Swaraj Party, and through the political way, they were, you can say, against the Britishers, against the colonial policy, and they were demanding what? The complete Swaraj or complete independence. Okay, this type of, you can say, typical situation was created in the administrative system, because the Indians were demanding what? The complete independence. That's why a commission was set up by British government in England, in Britain, and they were sent to India to, you can say, to to know, okay, to know or to gain some idea about what the demand of the Indians. That commission led by what? You can say Simon. Okay, that's why you can say, you can name the commission as Simon Commission. So the Simon Commission was established by British government and sent to India to look out the, you can say, look out the demands of the Indians, look out the problems of the Indians, or you can say supervise or observe the situation or the condition of India. Okay, so Simon Commission was came to India in 1928. Got it? So you can say, to look out the condition of Indian politics. Got it? So in November 1927, the British government appointed the Simon Commission. When? In 1927. Okay. All the members of the commission were English. Okay. All the members of the commission were English, and it led by Simon. And the Simon Commission came in India in 1928. Okay, so the political leaders of India and INC, means the member of Swaraj Party as well as the INC leaders, they were what? Made a slogan against what? Simon Commission. Okay, and when the Simon Commission reached India, okay, the slogan was by the Indians, you can say, "Go back, Simon." Okay, they were protested against Simon Commission, and the slogan was delivered by the Indian leaders, the Indian people was what? Go back Simon. Okay, there was a reason behind that. In Simon Commission there was no Indian, you can say Indian leaders or Indian leaders was there. That's why the Indian people were protested against what? Simon Commission. Got it? After that, the revolutionary movement was started. Got it? The termination of the first non-cooperation movement led the revival of the revolutionary movement. The Hindustani Republican Association was founded in 1924. The Hindustani Republican Association. The Hindustani Republican Association. Okay, it was, you can say, founded in 1924. The Hindustani Republican Association was founded in 1924 to organize armed revolution. Okay, because the Indians, the Congress was also divided into two groups, and the prominent leaders, some of them, they were, you can say, they were supported to non-cooperation movement, and after that some of them, what, they were the pro-changes, and they were the you can say the extremists also. Okay, and they were what, wanted to gain freedom through the political way. Okay, so the revolutionary movement after after the incident what Simon Commission was happened, the revolutionary movement was, you can say, rapidly grown up. The Hindustani Republican Association was founded in 1924 to organize armed revolution. The government succeeded in arresting the revolutionary and tried them in the what, Kakori conspiracy case. Ram Prasad Bismil and what, Ashfaqullah were hanged. In death of Lala Lajpat Rai due to brutal lathi charge had enraged the youth. Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad and Rajguru what, assassinated the British officer who led the lathi charge. Bhagat Singh and what, B.K. Dutt threw a bomb in the what, Central Legislative Assembly. Due to the death of Lala Lajpat Rai in a lathi charge by the British soldiers, by the British police officers, Lala Lajpat Rai faced lathi charge and died. Okay, and you can say on against of British government, what, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, you can say Rajguru. Okay, these revolutionary people were what, activated, and they were against the British government. Okay, they were took the path of war, took the path of violence, and what, B.K. Dutt and Bhagat Singh, they were threw what, in the bomb into the Legislative Assembly. In Bengal, what, the revolutionary activities were revived. In these activities, young women were participated. The government struck hard at the revolutionary. Many of them were arrested and tried. So many of them, they were hanged by the British government. Okay. So you can say this was the revolutionary movement. Mostly the young masses, Indian people, they were joined in revolutionary movement. They were practiced many type of violations, activities, many violations, you can say incidents were occurred by Indian people towards the British government. Okay, then the second major event about what, CDM or Civil Disobedience Movement. Got it? So after the revolutionary movement, okay, the freedom struggle of India what, towards it goes to towards you can say complete independence. Okay, on December 1929, under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Lahore session was established, or the Lahore session was held in 1929. Okay, when 1929 Lahore session. Lahore session of Congress was held on 1929, and through the Lahore session, okay, the Congress decided to demanded what? Complete independent, or you can say Purna Swaraj. Okay, on 31st January 1930, Gandhiji presented, you can say, 11 demands in front of British government. Okay, and through, you can say, through the Purna Swaraj, through the demand 11 demanded 11 demand represented by Mahatma Gandhi in front of British government. Okay, Mahatma Gandhi decided to, you can say, launched CDM, or you can say civil disobedient movement. Okay, so to started the civil disobedient movement, Gandhiji chose the way of salt, because salt, you can say salt is used by every class people, even what poor class people and rich class people. That's why through the, you can say, through the salt march, okay, through the salt law, okay, Gandhiji tried to launch, or Gandhiji launched what? CDM, or civil disobedient movement against the Britishers. So the salt march, what? Launched or started by Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, so Mahatma Gandhi from Ahmedabad to what? You can say Dandi. Okay, it is about 240 miles. Gandhiji started walking from Sabarmati to Dandi. Okay, it took 24 days. Okay, it took 24 days. Thousands of what men and women, his followers, came to what? Hear Gandhiji. Whenever he stopped, what? He told them about Swaraj and non-violence. Okay, to fulfill the demands of Indian, Gandhiji, you can say, started salt march, or started the procedure of breaking salt law. Gandhiji chose the salt as a medium to launch CDM, or you can say civil disobedient movement, because salt, you can say, is consumed by every class people. So that's why Gandhiji started what? Salt march. Gandhiji started walking Sabarmati towards what? Dandi. It is approximately 240 miles, and in the way of Mahatma Gandhi, okay, thousands of people, men, women, you can say students, lawyer, doctor, his followers, okay, you can say they were combined by Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, and on 6th April 1930, 6th April 1930, okay, Gandhiji reached what? Dandi, and violated the law manufacturing salt. Violated the salt law by manufacturing, the law is manufacturing salt. Okay, and after that, after, you can say, after Mahatma Gandhi violated the salt law, the civil disobedient movement, or you can say CDM, civil disobedient movement, was launched 1930. Okay, after what? Mahatma Gandhi and his followers break the salt law. Okay, so what the people, they were joined with Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, because you can say, because they were also fed up by the policies of British government. Okay, that's why every class people, they were supported to Gandhiji against what? Britishers, against the colonial rule, against the administrative policy of the Britishers, and they were started together CDM, or you can say civil disobedient movement. So by the Salt March, by violating the Salt Law, Mahatma Gandhi launched CDM, or civil disobedient movement, in 1930. Okay. So what were the strategy of what civil disobedient movement? That Gandhiji chose to violate Salt Law because Salt Law was one of the most widely disliked laws in British India. You know that salt was and continues to be indispensable for every Indian household. Means every class people they are also used salt. Okay, so every class of Indians, they were used salt, they were consume salt. Okay, the British compelled people to buy it from shops at a high price. Thus Gandhiji expected to mobilize a wider discontent against British rule. A mass protest was started through the salt law. Okay, salt laws were violated all over the country. Also, the people defied the forest law, refused to pay the rural chowkidar tax. The peasants refused to pay land revenue, and even some of the soldiers refused to open fire on non-violent mass demonstrators. Factory workers went to strike, the lawyers boycotted British courts, and the students refused to attend government-run educational institutions. The government made all efforts to cross the movement through ruthless repression. Over 60,000 satyagrahis, include Gandhiji, were imprisoned. The Congress was declared illegal. So what? It was you can say, mass movement. Every class people, from rich peasants to poor peasants, from students to lawyers to doctors, the business class people, the working class people, men, women, okay, every class people, they were activated in CDM. Okay, the rich peasants, okay, patidars of Gujarat, Janjats of UP were activated in CDM. Okay, because they were wanted to cop the tax barriers or tariff, you can say tax barriers, which were imposed by the Britishers. Okay, and they were not able to pay the taxes to the government. Okay, that's why the Britishers seized their land. Okay, as like the you can say rich peasants, the poor peasants also faced the revenue difficulties. That's why to fulfill their demand, to you can say to free from the revenue taxes, the poor peasants were also joined in CDM. Okay, after that, the business class people, they wanted policies that supported business, whereas colonial policies restricted their business activities. They wanted protection against imports of foreign goods and policies that would discourage imports. And also the form the Indian Industrial and Commercial Congress in 1920 and the Federation of the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry FICCI in 1927, led by Purushottam Das and G.D. Birla. They supported CDM financially and refused to buy and sell imported goods. Means every class people, the peasants, you can say the landless farmers, the laborers, the business class people, men, women, every class people, they were actively participated in CDM. Means it was you can say mass movement against the colonial rule, against the administrative policy of the Britishers. Okay, all group of people, they were wanted to you can say fulfill their demand through the CDM or civil disobedient movement. Got it? Then what type of role were played by the women in CDM? That the women participated in you can say huge numbers in the CDM. Thousands of women came out of their homes to listen Gandhiji. They participated in protest march manufactured salt and boycotted foreign goods. Okay, many were put to jail by the police. They began to, you can say, see service to the nation as a sub duty of women. Okay, so you can say this type of scenario was set up in during the time of CDM. Okay, Mahatma Gandhi, you can say, started CDM with combined of every class people, and they were supported to Mahatma Gandhi to gain complete independence, or you can say Purna Swaraj. Got it? Due to this type of activity, okay, the British government started a process of dialogue to seek a solution of this problem. Okay, British government wanted to, you can say, discuss with the Indian leaders to, you can say, to sort out this problem. That's why the first round table conference was held. The British government convened the first round conference in London 1931. First round table conference 1931. Okay. The first round table conference, it was combined by what Britishers to sort out the problems of the Indians. Okay, it was held in London, particularly for discussing the Simon Commission report, but no prominent political leader from India, including Indian National Congress, participated in the conference. This rendered the conference and was exercised in what? Futility. The British government then made attempts to what? Persuade Congress to attend the second round table conference. In first round table conference, okay, there was no political leaders were attend first round table conference, okay, from INC, Indian National Congress. That's why the British government then made attempt to persuade Congress to attend the second round table conference. To facilitate this, they released Mahatma Gandhi from jail in January 1931. Okay, after released of Mahatma Gandhi from the jail 1931, a pact was signed between Gandhi and Irwin. That pact was named as Gandhi-Irwin Pact. A pact means, you can say, agreement. So the Gandhi-Irwin Pact was a political agreement signed by Mahatma Gandhi and then Viceroy of India Lord Irwin on 5th March 1931. Gandhi-Irwin Pact. This was a political pact, okay, to handle the movement situation is in India. Okay, the British government forced to release Mahatma Gandhi, and Mahatma Gandhi came out from jail in January 1931 to, you can say, to maintain peace, to, you can say, to regulate the administrative system smoothly. Okay, the Britishers were forced to sign a agreement, you can say, pact with Mahatma Gandhi, because he leaded the CDM, you can say, he combined the Indian people, he motivated, he inspired the Indian masses against the Britishers. That's why finally on March 1931, Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed. Okay. Before the second roundtable conference in London, as per the agreement, the British government agreed to release most of the political prisoners and considered the right to make salt for consumption. It also accepted the right of the people to peaceful picketing of liquor and foreign clothes shop. The Congress suspended the civil disobedience movement and agreed to take part in the second roundtable conference. After the British government, okay, they were, you can say, move their headed with what Indian National Congress with Mahatma Gandhi through the, you can say, Gandhi Irwin Pact. Okay, they were provided some privileges, they were provided some rights to what Indian people. That's why Gandhi was, you can say, after a long discussion, Gandhiji, what Gandhiji, you can say, able to what Gandhiji gave permission to what you can say attend in round table conference. Okay, in second round table conference. Got it? Then the Gandhi Irwin Pact was not acceptable to all nationalists. Okay, however, Gandhiji had what negotiated with the viceroy on equal terms and thus enhanced the prestige of the Congress as the equal of the government. Got it? Now let's move on to the second round table conference, which was held in 1932. So after what Gandhi Irwin Pact, INC, Indian National Congress, Mahatma Gandhi, the leader of you can say Indian masses, agreed to join in what second round, you can say round table conference, which was held in what 1932. Okay, so this is all about today's class. The rest of the portion, you can say the rest of the events we will discuss in our tomorrow class. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.